JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 2 shot dead in Linstead days apart. Detectives in Linstead, St. Catherine, are grappling with another upsurge in gun violence, with 2 men being the latest victims. They were cut down within the space of less than a week in separate attacks which transpired within walking distance from Linstead town centre. In the latter incident, which took place at Lake Meadows after nightfall on Monday, a man, whom police have not yet identified by name, was shot multiple times. Reports are that about 8:30 p.m, residents called the Linstead police and reported that they heard explosions in the area and subsequently saw the now deceased jumping a fence into a yard. When the police arrived, the now deceased was found lying face down in the yard with gunshot wounds to the upper body, said a police report. Detectives theorized that the man drove a Mitsubishi L200 pickup to the scene as the vehicle was found parked nearby. The gun attack took place 4 days after Linstead was rocked by another deadly shooting, which happened on a playing field beside the Linstead Primary School. The victim was 21-year-old Ashi Johnson, otherwise called Ashi, from Rosemont District in Linstead. Elaborating on his demise, the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF said, reports are that about 1:56 p.m. on September 16, Johnson was on his way home when he was attacked by armed men who shot him several times. Residents heard explosions and summoned the police. On the arrival of the police, Johnson was seen lying in a pool of blood. He was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The JCF is urging anyone with information about the shootings to call the Linstead Police Station at 876-985-9070, Police 119 emergency number, or any police station. 2 injured on Penhill in Manchester. 2 people were injured following a 3-vehicle collision along the Penhill Main Road northeast of Mandeville in Manchester. According to the police, about 8:40 a.m, the driver of a tractor-trailer that was going downhill swerved to avoid a head-on collision with a car. The truck then collided with another truck as well as a car. The drivers of both trucks suffered injuries and were taken for medical care. The police were unable to say if the 2 injured men were hospitalized. Man found with firearm in church, charged. A 26-year-old labourer of St. Anne has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after he was found with a gun in church. He is Alex Brown of Garden Tennant Road in the parish. Reports from the police are that on Monday, September 20, Brown was among a congregation when lawmen visited the location and carried out a search exercise. One homemade firearm containing one 12-gauge cartridge was taken from a bag Brown had in his possession. He was subsequently arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. 2 men killed in separate crashes in St. Bess. 18-year-old Donville Johnson died of injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle collision along the Slight Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Monday. The police said that at 7:20 p.m, Johnson was driving a motorcycle along the roadway when he collided with a cow and lost control of the motorcycle. He was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A 22-year-old man succumbed to injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle accident close to Junction in southern St. Elizabeth on Tuesday morning. He has been identified as Jaquan Collins, a pump attendant of Top Hill District close to Southfield in the parish. Collins was reportedly driving a red Toyota Corolla motor car along the Chocolate Hole to Junction Main Road at about 8 p.m. when he lost control and crashed into a tree. He died at the Mandeville Regional Hospital about 2 a.m. early on Wednesday. Worker caught on camera stealing cash, charged. The police have charged a maintenance worker at a corporate area business place who was caught on camera stealing thousands of dollars in cash. 33-year-old Shanique Rose has been charged with office breaking and larceny. The police said that on Friday, September 17, the manager of the store reported to the police that $180,000 was discovered missing from the accountant's office 1 week prior. Detectives began their probe and reportedly discovered CCTV footage implicating Rose. He was arrested the same day. He was subsequently interviewed in the presence of his attorney and charged. Rose is scheduled to appear in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday, October 15. Political party president among several arrested at anti-vax protest. President of the United Independence Congress, Joseph Patterson, was among several persons arrested this morning by the police during an anti-COVID-19 vaccination protest in downtown Kingston. The protest was organized by the political party. Scores of persons, both masked and maskless, gathered at the Ward Theatre this morning for a planned march to Parliament at Gordon House. Prior to the start of the march, the protesters were asked by the police to disperse as the march did not receive a permit. This is the police. If you don't want to hear what I'm saying, it's your choice. There'll be no march from here to anywhere, and if you decide to do that, the police will have to deal with you as we see fit, Superintendent of Police Steve McGregor warned. However, Patterson stressed that citizens do not need a permit to walk in their country. We're here to protect the rights and freedoms of Jamaicans, because every Jamaican deserves the right to be free to move, to speak, and to choose. We don't want a Jamaica where you can't choose what goes into your body. We don't want a Jamaica where you can't be free to walk around, and we don't want a Jamaica where you cannot be free to move and to participate and to share and to just associate, he said earlier before his arrest. Our freedoms and rights are being trampled. The government is trying its darndest best to force us into something, and we would not allow the Jamaican people to be forced into anything. We have the right to choose. We have not given up that right and will never give up that right, he further stated. The political party has staged demonstrations across the country in recent weeks. It has vowed to press the government on vaccination. Yesterday, the police warned the public against undertaking street marches without a permit. MOE awaiting legal advice on Rail Reid and Fritz Pinnock salary payments. Education Minister Favour Williams says the ministry has sought legal advice on whether scandal-scarred former Education Minister Rail Reid and Professor Fritz Pinnock should still be receiving multi-million-dollar salaries at the expense of taxpayers. Williams said during today's post-cabinet press briefing that the ministry is still awaiting a response. So, of course, considering the sensitive nature of those issues, we would have sought legal advice as to exactly what is the direction. What should we do? At this moment, we still await the conclusion of that, and so would not have anything additional to report this morning, said Williams. Reid and Pinnock, the putative heads of Jamaica College and Caribbean Maritime University, respectively, who have gone on leave since 2019, are being paid more than $11 million annually. The two were criminally charged in 2019. Reid is being paid a monthly salary of $388,277.67 for a total of $4.6 million per annum, and Pinnock $564,000 or $6.8 million annually. Interim leaders at both institutions are also receiving salaries. Government moves to stem involvement of youth in crime. Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, says the government is creating social development initiatives aimed at stemming the involvement of youth in crime. Speaking at the opening ceremony of United Nations Development Programme's Youth Summit on Crime and Violence, World Peace Day, Chang said that youth engagement in crime and violence is of grave concern to the government and is being treated as a matter of national urgency. The minister said that the government has taken a strong policy position and repositioned social investment as an all-of-government priority in order to cauterize youth participation in crime. He said that the social development initiatives being created are relevant to the targeted population and impactful on crime. Using data to underscore the urgency and focus of the government's social investment thrust on the youth, Chang said that on average, 40% of all known murder offenders in Jamaica are young men aged 15 to 24 years, which translates into 4 of every 10 people arrested for murder are young men between the ages 15 to 24 years. The minister also indicated that crime data over the past decade shows that increasingly the victims and the perpetrators of Category 1 crimes fall within the 15 to 24 age range. According to the ministry in 2020, 16% of murder victims were between the ages of 15 and 24, while in 2019 and 2018, the percentage youth victims relative to murder were 21% and 22% respectively. Youths within this age range are taking up leadership roles within violent gangs and are being groomed by dons and other violence producers to commit gun and other violent crimes. This data is clearly telling us that our youths are at risk. Research further confirms that the school dropout rate among inner-city boys can be as high as 70%. These are the boys and young men that anthropologists refer to as recruitable to gangs, Chang said, in collaboration with key partners, the Jamaica National Service Corps, a music, sports and technology program, an articulated truck driving program, and a music intervention program have been implemented and are geared towards interrupting the cycle of crime among the youth. The Ministry of National Security is working closely with the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies of government to ensure that there's a safe environment within which to operate the new ecosystem of social change, the minister said. 179 new COVID cases, 3 deaths recorded in Jamaica. Jamaica recorded 179 new cases of the COVID-19 and 3 virus-related deaths on Tuesday, pushing the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 80,959 and the confirmed deaths to 1,803. The new cases comprise 108 females and 70 males with ages ranging from 41 days to 91 years. The sex of one of the new cases was reported as under investigation. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, 63 of the new cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 34 in St. Catherine, 30 in St. James, 17 in Westmoreland, 11 in St. Thomas, 6 in St. Mary, 4 each in St. Anne and Trelawney, 3 each in Manchester and Portland, and 2 in Clarendon and Hanover. The deceased are a 63-year-old male from St. Catherine, a 65-year-old male also from St. Catherine, and an 89-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew. 7 more deaths were reported under investigation. The ministry further reported 236 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 51,357. There are 27,249 active cases on the island. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.